welcome back to the channel. I'm currently a 4th year medical student doing online clerkship. So this video is going to be all about my online clerkship experience so far. I'm doing this video because I'm already done with my rotations. Like, I've already rotated in all of the departments. So we're currently doing our second rotation for the major departments: surgery, IM, OB, and Pedia. I think this is the perfect time to compile everything. I'm gonna be inserting snippets of clips that I filmed during the past month, and stay tuned till the end of this video because I'm gonna be talking about my 5 tips for online clerkship. So let's get started with my first rotation. My first rotation was Pedia, and it's known to be the baby IM because it's the second most toxic rotation.
The amount to be given for that dose, or milligram per kilo per dose of the dose of the drug, or the ml of the drug given.
Who wants to answer?
Sige, Doc Mel. If wala, maybe you can call na lang someone.
So, can we call clerk?
There are lectures almost every day, and if there's a lecture, there's going to be a quiz on that topic on the same day. We also had reflection papers, lots and lots and lots of reflection papers. So today's lectures are over. Later at 9 p.m. we might have a quiz, but that's not sure yet. So yeah, today we had a lecture. So my subgroup is assigned to watch Lecturio videos, TED Talks, and YouTube videos. So each of us are assigned to do reflection papers, and there are so many. It's like raining reflection papers. Every week we have a skills dev class, usually on a Saturday, so we have to make a return demo video. There's also an exit exam. My next rotation was OB. In OB, there's only one SGD per week. There aren't any lectures, but they give the topics that we should study about. And sometimes there are activities, but that's super rare. At the end of the rotation, we have an exit exam. So the OB and the gynae exit exam are divided into 2. Then my next rotation was FAMMed. It's a lecture every week. There's so many activities, like so many activities. We did telemedicine, so you get to do that at least once.
The department had mentioned that you will join the PGI plus the resident.
Also, during FAMMed rotation, you do your BLS, ACLS. You're given 2 days for the BLS and ACLS. So there's a 1-hour lecture for BLS, and then right after, there's a return demo. I wasn't as anxious about it because we already did BLS in 2nd year, so I was already familiar with what to do. It was literally like a refresher course. After the BLS Ret Dem, there's a 5-hour ACLS lecture, and then you have the whole night to memorize because it's so long. It's more challenging compared to BLS. And then the next day at 7 a.m, the return demo for ACLS starts. I was really anxious about the ACLS, but I survived and I got through it. It was a new experience, new learnings, and I completed it. During this time, it was also our internship matching application, and I chose one hospital, Veterans, because that's the only hospital that I want to be in. And someone told me that if you're unsure about the hospital that you want to go to, like you don't really want to be in that hospital, then don't put it there even as your 3rd choice, because sometimes you end up getting chosen in that hospital and you might regret it, and it's very hard to unmatch. Finally, my account is validated and I can now choose which hospital I want to go to for PGI ship. My first and only choice is Veterans, so I'm leaving this blank. I hope I get in. Choosing one hospital for internship application was really risky, but thankfully I got accepted and I already have a hospital for PGI ship, so yay! So for IDS or infectious disease, there are lectures, like I think 1 to 2 lectures, and then my next rotation was Psych. It was also 2 weeks. In Psych, there are lectures, and then there's only one reporting, and sometimes there are quizzes. And then for the exit exam, IDS and Psych are done on the same day. So Optha is also 2 weeks, and there are lectures every day. So in Optha, there's a return demo that you have to submit at the end of the rotation, and also there is a written case discussion. Next rotation was ENT. In ENT, you should have a tuning fork. There are lectures, there are case discussions. The next rotation was IM. Where do I start? The usual schedule for IM starts at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. There's an admissions conference with the residents. This is given the day itself, and you have to know the salient features. You have to give differential diagnosis. It's a very interactive session in the morning. And then after that, 10 a.m. to 12, we usually have the MGR, or like the grand rounds, wherein residents are discussing a certain topic, and I find that very interesting. Sometimes there's a case protocol. From 1 to 3, there's another case discussion or lab conference, basically reporting. And then from 4 o'clock onwards is the allotment for interviews, wherein we do history taking with the consultants. So the consultants act as the patient, and we have to extract the general data, the HPI. Sometimes the consultants ask us to summarize the HPI, to give the salient features, and to give our diagnosis. In IM, you have to be available 24/7, even Sundays. Another thing that you have to prepare for in internal medicine rotation is the mini revalida, the mini oral revalida. So there are more than 50 cases that you have to know, from the basic definition to the pathophysio, the clinical manifestations, differential diagnosis, management, treatment, diagnostics. It's also a journal appraisal, and there are 2 exit exams. One is given by the chief resident and one is made by the consultants. And then my next rotation was surgery. In surgery, there are like 1 to 3 lectures every day. And then with every activity, you have to make a reflection paper. And sometimes there are webinars, there are admission conferences. Main event in surgery rotation is the surgical reboot, which is basically a journal appraisal with a twist. We had a journal about strangulated inguinal hernia, mesh versus non-mesh repair. Our theme was Chronicles of Narnia. We entitled it Chronicles of Hernia. So there's a program, there's an icebreaker, and then the journal appraisal itself, and there are so many games. Give prizes like GCash prizes, 100 pesos per winner. But yeah, it's fun. So now I'm gonna share with you guys my 5 tips for online clerkship. So number 1 tip is to know the common cases. Per department, per rotation, you're going to have case discussions, and most probably the cases that are given are the common ones. So it's good to study those cases and to remember it. At the end, you never know, that case might be what you're going to get during the oral revalida. So my second tip is to hone your history taking skills. There are some rotations wherein you're going to be able to practice, like in family medicine when you're going to have telemedicine, and especially in internal medicine rotation. You're really gonna be able to practice, and the consultants are going to guide you. So my third tip is to take down notes or take a screenshot if it's a diagram or a flow chart. I think that's one of the perks of online classes. It's so easy to screenshot and copy notes. So I think taking down notes for me is what helps me stay alert and awake during a lecture. And some departments, some rotations require reflection papers, and also there are assignments about the lecture. So it's good to have your own notes so that you have an input already and you don't have to stress about what to put in your reflection paper. Fourth tip is to be organized, to organize your files. In your hard drive, have like a separate folder for your files. Label the folders per rotation, per department. Put all of the case discussion PowerPoints, the trances, the samplex, and the designated folder. Because you never know in the future you're gonna need those files. It's nice to have them organized so you know where to look. Fifth and last tip is to take it day by day. You don't have to plan everything right away. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to know everything right away. What's important is you do what you need to do for that day. Just having that mindset of taking it day by day, one step at a time, it really takes like the big scary thoughts into small doable things. So yeah, that's it for my 5 tips and also my experience with online clerkship so far. If you have any questions, then just comment down below or also follow me on Instagram and you can message me there. So thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!